Contender or Pretender Friday. Guys, play along down in the chat below. We still got the Commanders to cover. We got the Colts and, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. I know we're coming up on the hour, but you know what? We are going to do all three teams anyways because we're going 2 hours next week anyway. Starting at 1:30 East Coast time next week, 1:30 to 3:30 next week, 2 hours. Plus, we got the Tuesday night power ranking show and, of course, Saturday night weekly preview with Hoffy and Mark D. We're shaking that up a little bit, giving some more interaction, giving a little bit more fun. And Buck gets drunk on Saturday. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And Kevin says Rams winning was a fluke. It was. But speaking of next man up, it is the next team up, and that is the Washington Commanders, a team that's starting to be frequent here on the Contenders or Pretenders. And so far, I've been pretenders, and let's see if we can flip that narrative a little bit. Let's see if the Washington Commanders can finally go from pretenders into contenders, right? So right now on the season, guys, the Washington Commanders are 5-2 on this NFL season. They do have the wins over the Giants. They have win over the Bengals. Sorry, Kaylee, your team sucks. They have wins over the Cardinals, which they finally dominated that game. Wins over the Browns and wins over the Panthers. Those 5 wins are definitely not to write home about any stretch of the imagination. Their losses this season, the 2 losses, came in week 1. 17 points lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Granted, it was Jalen Daniels' first game starting rookie year on the road, yada, yada, yada. But then most recently, they did battle the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore and only lost by 7 points. Right now, if you look at the NFL rankings, their offense is ranked 4th in the NFL, and their defense is ranked 16th, middle of the pack. This weekend's game versus the Chicago Bears was supposed to be that measuring stick game. This game was supposed to be the much-watched TV, right? Quarterback number 1 versus quarterback 2 in the in the 2024 NFL draft, but the game has lost a little bit muster now. Jaden Daniels is listed as game time decision, aka he's probably not going to play. So guys, in the comments below, when we talk about the Washington Commanders, are they contenders in the NFL? Are they going to potentially win the East? Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they going to win a playoff game? Or are they pretenders? They're going to miss the playoffs, going to miss the division crown. And I've been a person that has been calling them pretenders all season long. When we did this last week or 2 weeks ago, they were pretenders. I'm like, hey, win something. Show me something, right? Since then, they've lost to the Ravens, and they beat the Carolina Panthers 42-7. But, guys, I think the Washington Commanders are contenders now. I think they're contenders now, not because of the team that they beat last week in the Carolina Panthers 40-7, which is a complete beatdown, but the fact that they did it with a backup quarterback. Marcus Mariota, fresh off the bench, Jaden Daniels goes down. Marcus Mariota scores a bulk of those 40 points, right? That was huge. That was a huge momentum swing for them. Hey, our team is just not Jaden Daniels. We have other aspects of the team and like we can win, and confidence is huge in the NFL. Rolling is huge in the NFL. And let's say, potentially, by the grace of God, they lose this weekend. They lose this weekend with their backup quarterback to the Chicago Bears, but it's a close game. Let's say it's a 6-point game, 7-point game. But they still lose. I think people's heads are going to be like, what? Marcus Mariota and the Commanders battled that great Chicago Bears defense and kept it close? Now, I understand the Bears are not there yet. I understand we are not putting the Bears in the top 10. I understand we're not crowning the Bears as Super Bowl champions. I understand we're not crowning the Bears as NFC North champions yet, unless you're a Chicago Bears fan, Brandon Combs. But the Bears still have a pretty good defense. The Bears are still playing some pretty good football. The Bears are getting better each and every week. Now, I might be eating these words come Monday. I might be eating some crows come Monday if the Commanders do get blown out by the Chicago Bears with the backup quarterback. But right now, I'm thinking that the Commanders can win the East. I'm thinking the Commanders can compete in this game with the backup quarterback. I'm thinking the Commanders can probably win a wild card game. They can compete in the wild card game. They may not be ready to win yet in that wild card game, but they can compete. They can compete. I think the Washington Commanders guys right now are contenders. I think they are contenders, and they're going to win the NFC East. I think they're going to go in there, and they're going to play well versus the Chicago Bears. Even with the backup quarterback, if Jaden Daniels does not play, I still think they compete. I still think it's a one-score game, even without Jaden Daniels. So, guys, in the comments below, are the Washington Commanders contenders or pretenders? What are they? Da-da-dum. James West says the Commanders? Nope. He's not even giving it a second thought. He's giving me the laughy emojis and simply just says nope. James, when we look at the NFC East, the Cowboys, we're going to be talking about the Cowboys a lot here coming up. But I think the Cowboys are probably a team that you cannot sleep on, right? You cannot sleep on the Cowboys, but for right now, meh, right? Playing some bad football. Eagles, just 4 weeks ago, fired Nick Sirianni. Blow up the whole team. Get A.J. Brown out of here. Get Hurts. He sucks. A bye week and 2 wins later, now we're talking like the Eagles are the best team since sliced bread. Slow it down, baby. If it's not the Commanders in the East, then who is it? If it's not the Commanders, then who is it? Is it the Cowboys? Is it the Eagles? It's the Giants. Matt Henry says the foreskins are pretenders. Okay. I like the foreskins. John says, Washington, they're contenders, baby. Put some respect on their name. They are freaking contenders. Let's go. And then Kevin says, Washington are contenders. They are winning that division. Kevin has been on this since early this season, guys. Kevin has been on the show regularly here in the last month. And every day he lets us know that he says, I've been calling the Washington Commanders all season. Since June, he has been on the Washington Commanders bandwagon. He's not jumping off now. He is not jumping off now. Of course they're winning that division. Of course they're contenders, says Kevin. Jay Jillian is in the chat. What's up, Jay? Big old Lions fan here. Pound that chest, baby. Let's go. But he says, if they beat the Bears, I say contenders. Plus a Bears loss sways my vote. So John is saying, let's waffle around the answer a little bit. Let's waffle around the answer. Let's be a Detroit Lions fan and never give direct answers. Boom, 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 boom. Right? He says, if the Commanders beat the Bears, then I'll be on this side. Then I'm a contender, right? But if I lose the Chicago Bears, no. I want to be a pretender. I can respect that, Jay. I even say this more. Let me take that one step further, Jay. Because obviously Jaden Daniels is the heart and soul of the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is kind of that heartbeat, kind of that pulse, kind of that energy spark plug, right, of the Commanders. And if he does play, which he's a game time decision as of right now, October 25th at 3:25 p.m. East Coast time here. The last report I saw saying that Dan Campbell, or not Dan Campbell. Oh, what is the Commanders head coach name? At last said he was a game time decision. If he does play and then they still lose, I'm going to have to swing my vote too. I'm going to have to be a Detroit Lions fan. I'm going to have to waffle around. If Jaden Daniels plays and they lose this game to the Chicago Bears, they are pretenders 100%. But if Marcus Mariota plays and they still lose, they're contenders. How weird is that for me to say, huh? But I think it is. I think that's the way it is. Casey Morgan says, I like the Commanders rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. I want to see him grow. I don't think they'll go far in the postseason, even if they get there. Yeah, I think they're definitely a one and done. Casey, I think you are spot on that. I think if they make it to the playoffs, they can compete in the wild card game, but they're not ready to win that wild card game yet. I don't think they have the grit or the know-how really to win, right? TRC says Dolphins are terrible. Not wrong. Matt Henry says the Redskins lose to Chicago Bears this week. Spoiler alert, Matt Henry is a Chicago Bears fan. So take what he says with a grain of salt. I'm just playing, Matt. James says they are pretenders. They are pretenders that will win the division, but then be one and done in the playoffs. So honestly, James, if they're making the playoffs, I think that makes them contenders, right? Because was it Casey? Any given Sunday, any given Saturday or Sunday or Monday, whatever playoff time you play, you could potentially win that game. Everybody's 0-0. But you say pretenders, and I disagree. I disagree as of right now. Kevin says they may not win a playoff game, but they will be in the playoffs. Probably. And Laura says they are contenders. They are contenders. I agree. TRC says stop rooting for the Commanders when they change their name. Do we want to go into this name change thing, guys? Because I think it's stupid. I think it's asinine. I think it's dumb, right? Honestly, I think they were forced to change their name simply because their owner was Daniel Snyder at the time, and he was just a bad man. Not like bad as in good, but like bad as in bad. Like doing cocaine off of hookers' asses. Like, why are you doing that? I mean, who knows where that hooker's ass has been? You got nice, clean cocaine. Use a nice, clean mirror. But I don't know. It is what it is. Jay says Daniels can play with Jameson Williams and give him some of that can help through the game. Some PEDs he's talking about. Some PEDs. John says, I wish we had Mariota back on Vegas. No, you don't. No, you don't. Kevin says, if Jaden Daniels plays, Washington is winning this weekend. The Bears are severely overrated. Bears are getting better, though. Offensive line's getting better. Play calling's getting a little bit better. Let's see if they can build the momentum, Kevin. We'll add the Chicago Bears into contenders and pretenders next week if they win. But you might be right. You might be right. James Frank says they will make the playoffs. TRC says, I hope the Commanders lose the rest of their games. Wow. Must be a Cowboys fan, huh, TRC? Let's go, baby. Let's go. James West says the Commanders will win the East because the rest of the NFC is doo-doo. They're crap. Get them out of here. Matt Henry says the Bears defense is elite, but they are pretenders. They will beat the Foreskins. Cowboys are jokes. They will. Junus Howard's in the chat. What's up, Junus? I got your inbox, Junus. Your hoodie is on the way, man. He says they will contend for the division, but they will lose to the Bears this week. So they are contenders. He says. Okay, I like it. Laura says, now that I'm home, I'm going to say the Vikings will make the playoffs and drop out the first round. She's just saying. James West said, like I said, they will win the East because the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants are poo-poo. But then James wants to waffle around the answer. What is this, Waffle Friday? Do we have Wyatt Williams on the show? He says the Commanders are both contenders and pretenders. You can't be both, James. You got to pick one. You're either a contender or a pretender. Come on, man. You're better than that. The name change was stupid. Commanders is a stupid name. Yeah, it's grown on me. It's better than football team. That was dumb. James Shemmer says they missed a great opportunity to have a perfect name. The Washington War Pigs. That would have been infinity better. Not wrong. Jay says the Bears are going to get shit on by the NFC North, and I do know that. Well, the Lions for sure will get them. No problem. Noah Huckleby says, let's go Vikings. Oh, Noah. Vikings are pretenders. We know that. So, guys, are the Washington Commanders, are they contenders or pretenders? I think they are contenders. I'm flipping. Next up, guys, we have a team that